Hi everyone, my name is Liz and today is September 14th. Let's see, I am a knitter, crocheter, quilter, sewer, spinner, felter, whatever. I do all kinds of stuff. And if you're coming back, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. And I can also be found on Instagram as Liz's Fiber Crafting Nook, and feel free to like and subscribe, and you can comment and talk to me. There's only 35 people following me, so it's not like I don't see your comments. I can handle that. Okay, let's get right down to finished object. I finished my Rocket Tee by Tannis Fiber Arts. And let me stand up here. So here it is. And I'll try to stand up on my tippy toes. There it is. I know black's hard to see. All right. Let's get down to the nitty gritty of things. All right. I use size 5, 3.75 millimeter Shagoo magic loop, and I used Hobby Unicorn yarn, 75% merino, 25% polyamide fingering, colorway 04, which is black. I cast on 54 stitches, and I followed the first set of instructions that she gave to do the raglan down to here, the V-neck. Then I blame it on my dyslexia or my newness to knitting. I'm 8 years into knitting, I think. Whatever it was, I just could not comprehend what she was trying to tell me to connect in the round and where to put the stitch markers. So I went off-grid. I off-gridded my pattern. And I connected it here. I connected it across in right here. And I knew that if I had connected it in the underarms at that point, it would have been it wouldn't have been to my liking in my armpit. I didn't want it to be right up in there. I wanted it to have I didn't want it to be right up in the crease of my armpit. That means I decided to I put the sleeves on hold, the back on hold, and I just knit back and forth for 14 rows, increasing by 2 stitches each knit row, not the purl row, just the knit row. Then I put that on hold, and I did the same 14 rows on the back. When I completed those, I started working in the round. I continued to work in the round for 5 rounds. Then I started doing my increases. So knit 15, increase a round, and then I would knit 5 rows, and then I would do the increase row again. I did that until I had 398 stitches. Then I knit for 45 rounds, just knitting it around, and then I cord bound off. That created the flare, but maybe I was overcompensating for my fat belly. Overcompensating, and I couldn't quite tell with the cables, but I think next time, there will be a next time I like this. I think next time I'm going to stop increasing here and eliminate all the extra increase. You see the wave? It didn't need to be quite this flary with that much positive ease. I'll still wear this. I still like it. it blocked out pretty nice. But next time there will definitely be less stitches. I could probably got away with either the 309 stitches, which is a 79 stitch difference. I have a note here to myself that I need to stop increasing, so that will be different next time, but there will be a next time. Then I did an I-cord. I picked up the neckline and I did an I-cord finish off here. And then the sleeves, I believe you were just supposed to do an I-cord finish off with what was here. I decided I wanted it to be just a little bit more there. I wanted to be more cap sleeved than it was. What I did is I put the on-hold stitches on my needles and I knit back and forth for 4 rows. Then I picked up the underarm. I picked up stitches on the underarm and I knit in the round 2 rounds. Then I cord bound off. So it just increased it by about that much, but enough that it made me a little happier. I could even wear this as something with sleeves. Like, I wouldn't have mind knitting it that long. But I like how the armhole fits great. So it fits my enormous arms. I've always had enormous arms. Even when I was like, a kid at 72 pounds in high school, I was like a nothing with rock solid arms. Now I got rock solid with some extra. It is what it is. I mean, gotta be real with yourself. For the I-cord, I'd never done I-cord before. It took a little while, but I found it very easy. I went to Very Pink Knits on YouTube, and she had a great tutorial, and it was easy peasy. I watched it maybe twice. It's very short. Watched it twice, and it was like, I got this, and I rolled with it. It's very memorizable. And this took me from July 23rd to September 13th. Bear in mind, I ended up pulling out probably 6 inches of work on the body and started over again because I had done something else that I didn't like and I took that out. If I had an I-cord bound off, I might even have considered pulling the body out again, but I don't want to figure out how to pull out all the, and since I'll wear it anyway, and let's knit another one. So considering all of that and working and building on shop and doing all the stuff, I don't feel like it took me terribly long. I feel like I could have kicked this out pretty quick if I had really set my mind to it. I didn't, obviously. All right, that's my only finished object. So the next thing is my works in progress. I started socks last night. And I was watching Earth Tone Girls. And she had done a sock in helical knitting. I really liked the visual of it. So I was like, I'm going to try that. It's still a vanilla sock, basically, but you're doing something a little different. See that mess? I'll tell you about my maybe regretted decisions in a minute. All right. I'm only 5 rounds into the helical part. There it is. I'm going to micro stripe it all the way up. And it is a self-striping yarn that is I'm working from each end, so the color is different on each sock based on where I've started. Here is that one. There is some blue in there. You kind of see it. And then this is more lavendery on the outside. I can't tell you what that yarn is because it is a thrift store find and it did not have a ball band. I just know how to recognize sock yarn. I use it enough, I should recognize it. I cast on 14 stitches, increased every other row until I had 64 stitches. The helical knitting tutorial with 3+ skeins by River Roads Knits is what I used for directions for the helical knitting. Very Pink Knits had one, all the ones had one, and they had good instruction, but they were using same dye lot hand dyed yarns. I couldn't see a difference. This one uses 3 very distinctly different skeins, so you can definitely see the patterning and how it's supposed to roll. That's why I ended up with that one. But the other ones were all good too. It's just what visually appealed to my brain when I was learning. And since I just started that last night, that's just from last night's work before I went to bed. It doesn't take me long to whip out a pair, like toes of a sock. And that is it on my works in progress. I'm not working on any of my hidden works in progress. We won't even talk about those unless I'm working on them. Next is goals. My goal is to work on the socks if I'm in a car, if I'm in the house doing nothing because it's late at night or whatever. I'm going to work on those socks. And the black is just the leftover black from this sweater. And that's it on those. That's the goal. And then my other goal is to work on my shop. I talked about it in the previous video, and I did post a few days ago an update on how the shop is going. I have power, but you can go watch that video if you want to see it. By the way, the video doesn't do it justice as to what it is like in real life, but I do my best with that. All right, next is things that I purchased. I splurged. We'll call it splurging. And you know what? I can, so I did. I follow the Grocery Girls here on YouTube, and Jody and her daughter, who's not on that particular video, they have a company called Frankie Gray Fibers, and they dye yarn. And Jody pushed me in the direction of, she's like, oh, it's free shipping for the weekend. I'm like, I'm gonna buy some anyway eventually. And I was like, I'm just doing it. I just decided to do it. She pushed me over the edge. I was already teetering on the edge, but she pushed me there. And I'm glad she did because it's really nice. This one is called Lavender Fields. By the way, these are fingering weight, 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. And this is called Lavender Fields. I'm a big green fan. And this is just really pretty. And then the next one is Kissing Booth. I'm not usually a pink fan, but when I come to my socks, I try to be all over the place in the socks. You can experiment in the socks. Wild socks. Look at that. Anyways, yeah, that's Kissing Booth. And I'll show you the front of her. That's their label, Frank Engraved Fibers. And then the next one, this one's called Watermelon. Is it just watermelon? Where's the bag? Now look, guys. Oh, it's sour watermelon. Yeah. So let's get that back up there. You know what? If I do black heels and toes, that'll cause that to be super poppy. And then the last one, I got 4 skeins altogether. The last one is Hunter. Now this one is definitely me. Isn't that pretty? It's got, you can probably see it right here a little bit. There's some brown in there. I'm definitely in the earthy colors. And next skeins that I'm going to show you will tell you that. I also bought 2 skeins from Les Garçons. They are all, Max and Vincent are also on the YouTubes. And they also have been drawing me in for a very long time. And I'm like, I'm doing it. So I went over there and I got, look at that color, guys. That is stunning. That's my jam. It's called Alex Red Squirrel Friend. It's not spelled with an X, it's spelled with a K. So let's see if I can focus it in. Hopefully you can see it there. Yeah. And here's their label. This goes on. Oh my gosh. Look at this, guys. I was just thinking about this not too long. I could do this sweater in this. What do you think? I think I could pull it off. I like it. And that's those. And then I got something else. I actually could have showed it to you last time and I forgot. So I'm going to remember now because I've been finding it a very handy tool. Knitter's Pride row counter ring. This one's size 10, so it fits on my thumb. I'm pretty positive they have other sizes. I'll show you. It's on row counter 5 right now because I'm 5 rows into my helical sock knitting. And you just rotate it's spring loaded and you can rotate the bands inside to make whatever number. And I think it goes up to 99. No, I don't think. I know it goes up to 99. That's why I said I think. And I've been using it in the car, wherever. It's just really handy. I do have one of those big old click counters. It's bulky, and this I can just put on my thumb and it's good. And if you wanted, you could even put it on a chain if you would like it that way. That's it on my purchases. And next is life. So if you want to cut out, you most certainly may. I am in the process of switching over, I'll just call it jobs. I have quit my part-time job. I still have my full-time job taking care of Archer, beyond full-time, overtime, all the time. But that's a good job, in my opinion. And so I quit my part-time job. My last day was Monday. But a week ago, I had took on a volunteer position. And it's to help out a non-for-profit. I'm not going to share any details here because I'm not. And they needed help, and I decided to help. And I knew I would be doing some things each week, but this week became a unpaid part-time job because everybody was out for some reason or other. And so I've been picking up the slack there. Hopefully next week it's going to, iron out to just the few hours in person and then helping find stuff for them in the background, not physically there. And if somebody needs help and they need answered questions, they can call me and I can answer questions. That's the best description I can give. So hopefully that will iron out soon. I really need to, I'm over the next week, I'm going to be really amping up mudding the walls of my shop and getting the wall finishing done so that we can get the floor poured, or not poured, put in, installed, whatever you want to call it. And because I would really like to be in my shop. And my shop is my, some people just call it their crafting room or whatever. Only mine's going to be a dedicated whole shop that is mine for sewing and stuff. And at some point I may be recording my videos in there and not having to worry about the fact that the house is full of all the peoples right now and all the dogs. And I've had to record this 4 times because of all the interruptions and things. Yay. That's why I try to do it when no one's here, but this was the best I could get out of me right now. And then I believe they call it, I always forget the word. I'm terrible with names of things. Overshare, maybe? I don't think so. There's so many people out there that go through this in the women category that I think no one should be afraid to say it out loud. I am starting to go through menopause, and I believe that's called perimenopausal, which is a huge reason why I started gaining weight. Like, it's been all the way back to essentially when I started this podcast. I was struggling with, I wake up in the morning and, oh, I'm another half a pound more. What's going on here? That's what's going on there. And you get swelling that you never had in your entire life, and you get all kinds of things. Fun stuff. So after so much weight gain, I was like, I have to figure out something to like stop this and control this, because I just was getting beyond. I know a lot of people are against this for some reason, but it's working for me. I've been using Weight Watchers, and all it is me just writing down absolutely everything I've eaten so I can like visually look at it. And certain things I just can't even eat. Don't even look at pasta. Pasta just... Anyway, I'm down now 22 pounds and hoping to go down much more. At least I'm not going up. I'd even be happy at some point if I just stopped. So anyway, that's been good. Those are good things in my life and good things that are going well. Things that are going, and then some things that are going well. And yeah, so I'm just working through all these things and trying to throw in things I love while I'm at it. And by the way, the shop for me is like one giant art project. I don't know why I see it that way, but I do see it that way. My shop is my giant art project. So when I'm working on that, I am in fact working on my crafting. Because I designed that shop. I figured it out. I designed it. I researched how I wanted to build it, the materials I wanted to use, and I have hand by hand worked each step of the way in that. My husband took pity on me and he helped me and did a lot of heavy things that I could have done, but it's so much nicer when you're have somebody else to help you. So I've been really appreciative of him, because he's like, he always felt bad if I went out there working and then he was like not out there working too. So he guilted himself into doing it as well. I didn't guilt him, he guilted himself. And I'm not a roof builder, so he installed that, and there was some things that were just beyond my abilities to lift. like a big old giant center beam in my shop. So anyway, those are all things that are going well. The weather is starting to turn, but I refuse to say the W word. I like the summer weather and I like doing outdoor stuff, and the bad W word coming is going to interfere with that. So I'm going to try to beat it finished before the first evidence of it truly flies. All right. Well, you have a good week, maybe two. I'm hoping my life will relax out a little bit. But if not, I'll be posting like side project episodes, updating on the shop or some random thing. All right. You guys have a great